Waking up in truth is so much better than living in a lie. I love working. I'm a workaholic, and I'm really privileged for some of the jobs I get offered. And so, I just want to keep going. My definition of badass is that I'm a force of nature in true spirit. I'm self-admitting that. And it sounds vain to say that, but I am. I'm an ambitious person. I never consider myself in competition with anyone. And I'm not saying that from an arrogant standpoint. It's just that my journey started so long ago, and I'm still on it, and I won't stand still. My father always told me that a fool at 40 is a fool for life. I wasn't bad at school, but I was never a bookworm. There's the argument that you can relate to someone who's completely unrelatable, in the way that a director shows you his imagination on a film. Then I get to show you my imagination in a big, dumb character. I come from an era, in my world, where you just had to define yourself as who you are and what you do. I happen to be an actor. I happen to be someone that loves to act, that also likes music, that also likes to speak, and that also has an opinion. The only thing I change mainly is my sneakers. I love sneakers, but everything's sort of black or jeans. Jeans always. I love bikes. I used to own one, but I fell off of it when I was younger, and that was the end of my bike riding days until now. I'm never shaken or stirred. I'm rebelling against being handed a career. Like, you're the next this, you're the next that. I'm not the next anything. I'm the first me. I can't be myself. I can't just be Idris Elba. But that's just the nature of the business. If I was gonna go to jail, I don't want to go to jail for stealing a bottle of water. I'll steal that 20 million. At least then, it was worth it. When I look at my body of work, I've played a lot of characters who are morally conflicted. I'm right. No, I'm wrong. I don't know what to do. I want to play more characters who don't care as much and who aren't as measured. They are what they are. No apologies. The long and short of it is that I am now in a position in England to greenlight movies. And that's really excellent. Not high budget movies, but movies nonetheless. I think The Wire really is relatable. It reflects an ongoing issue across America about inaccuracies in major cities between rich and the poor, and some of the things that go on behind the red tape of council and government bodies. To believe in love, to be ready to give up anything for it, to be willing to risk your life for it, is the ultimate tragedy. Be thankful for the hard times, for they have made you. If you can do what you do best and be happy, you're further along in life than most people. Everybody has gone through something that has changed them in a way that they could never go back to the person they once were. Only you, and you alone, can change your situation. Don't blame it on anything or anyone. School, I never truly got the knack of. I could never focus on things I didn't want to learn. Wrong connection will give you shock throughout your life, but the right one will light up your life. Pay close attention to people who don't clap when you win. Women have been the most persecuted people throughout all recorded history, more than any race or religion. Raising awareness on the most pressing environmental issues of our time is more important than ever. Considering all that's happened in my life, I feel like I'm a pretty level-headed person that has remained happy and not let my shortcomings overtake the better part of me. I'm fulfilling the things I wanted to fulfill, and I'm still sane. Kill them with success and bury them with a smile. To join the top 1%, you have to do what the 99% won't. If you have done the very best you can, worrying won't make it any better. If you want to be successful, respect one rule. I really am motivated by being able to work with great people and create a body of work that I can look back and be proud of. I really hate relaxing. I've done 3 movies in a row, worked for 2 years straight, and to me, idle time is the devil's workshop. I like to focus on something. I just really love doing what I do. I know every career is fleeting, and there will be time periods when I don't get the opportunities that I'm getting right now. So I am taking advantage of them. Money was always on my mind when I was growing up. So I was always wondering how we were going to afford this and that. Acting seemed to be a shortcut out of the mess. The good thing about acting is that it always keeps you on your toes. It's not like any other job where you can go in and do the same thing as yesterday. Don't think for a moment that I'm really like any of the characters I've played. I'm not. That's why it's called acting. Somebody once said to me, after I'd done Deep Impact, "What is it like to play a black president?" And I said, I didn't play a black president. I played a president. I just happened to be black. There's a difference. Attacking people with disabilities is the lowest display of power I can think of. As long as you feel like a victim, you are one. You don't know how much you appreciate your privacy until you don't have it. Never let pride be your guiding principle. Let your accomplishments speak for you. Is listening important? I can't think of a single walk of life where it wouldn't be. Get busy living or get busy dying. Did you just call me old? I really prefer the word experience. I once heard a wise man say, there are no perfect men, only perfect intentions. If someone prays for patience, you think God gives them patience? Or does he give them the opportunity to be patient? If someone prayed for the family to be closer, do you think God zaps them with warm, fuzzy feelings? Or does he give them opportunities to love each other? The best way to guarantee a loss is to quit. I am going to stop calling you a white man, and I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. Very often, you stop walking because you say, well, I'm tired of climbing this hill. I'm never going to get to the top. And you're only 2 steps from the top. How do we change the world? One random act of kindness at a time. Finding joy is probably tantamount to finding yourself and being comfortable in your own skin. Challenge yourself. It's the only path which leads to growth. The ancient Egyptians had a beautiful belief about death. When their souls got to the entrance to heaven, the guards asked 2 questions. Their answers determined whether they were able to enter or not. Have you found joy in your life? Has your life brought joy to others? I gravitate towards gravitas. If you want to see a miracle, be the miracle. If you're not living on the edge, then you're taking up a little too much space. Was I always going to be here? No, I was not. I was going to be homeless at one time, a taxi driver, truck driver, or any kind of job that would get me a crust of bread. You never know what's going to happen. Write something insightful. Say Morgan Freeman said it. Win at internet. Life is tough, but you just have to just get out of bed. Get out and do it. I like to be able to play a character and act out a lot of things which I can't or don't do in my normal everyday life. Portraying emotionally ill characters gives me the chance to really act. I've always been spontaneous and outgoing. I've tried lots of things, so I've got some good life experiences, which is great because it means I've got lots of material to work with as an actor. I was always the kid in school who tried to get attention. Not necessarily the class clown, but I do little unexpected performances. My career should adapt to me. Fame is like a VIP pass wherever you want to go. I play fictitious characters, often solving fictitious problems. I believe mankind has looked at climate change in the same way, as if it were a fiction. I didn't know what types of movies I wanted to do. I want to do things that are different. I want to take my time with each role. The best thing about acting is that I get to lose myself in another character and actually get paid for it. It's a great outlet. I'm not really sure who I am. It seems I change every day. I've been planted here to be a vessel for acting. That's why I'm really taking any part. Regardless of how complicated it's going to be. To be honest, I'm not really prepared to do a musical. Simply because I think I have a pretty atrocious voice. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing all the hype that's written about you. Who knows? In a couple of years, you might find me in the loony bin. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. And hopefully people will watch my movies. I'm probably not going to get married unless I live with somebody for 10 or 20 years. But these people, Romeo and Juliet, took a chance and they did it. We don't have the balls that Romeo did. Brothers don't necessarily have to say anything to each other. They can sit in a room and be together and just be completely comfortable with each other. I get a friend to travel with me I need somebody to bring me back to who I am. It's hard to be alone. I've never been Romeo, who meets a girl and falls for her immediately. It's been a much slower process for me each time I've gone into a relationship. The first kiss I had was the most disgusting thing in my life. The girl injected about a pound of saliva into my mouth. And when I walked away, I had to spit it all out. I don't see why I can't have friends of both sexes without wild rumors being circulated. It's crazy. I want to be a jerk like the rest of my friends and have fun and not care about the consequences. But I just can't now. I've never been the guy to hype myself up. It's just not my thing. I think everyone starts in the mailroom at some point. It's a rite of passage. Your boss has to throw something at you and order you around for at least 2 years. So you tell yourself to just do the work and disconnect because you have no control over the outcome. Sometimes you're overthinking. You convince yourself to get out of it and you're like, I should have did that. You can't live life with regrets. Sometimes you just gotta indulge. But in the same breath, you gotta have restraint and self-control too. Be collaborative. I've had some of my best experiences with directors who were able to sit down and have a conversation and ask me what I thought. I want people to leave the theater and think, how can I be a better person? That's the only way things are going to improve. I think it's just easier for people to put you in a box or a lane because you look similar. I think that's unfair for anybody in any situation. Taking a break, taking a moment is super important. You can only fool reality until the truth comes knocking on your door. As human beings, why does it take somebody to feel like they're close to us for us to see their humanity? Why can't we see the humanity in people that are distant from us? Sometimes family doesn't always consist of your relatives or by blood. Sometimes your best friends can feel more like family than your cousins. I think everybody kind of has that same feeling. When you go through an accident together, when you go through a traumatic event, sometimes that brings you closer together. I think everybody wants to be their own person and be an individual. Sometimes you gotta go with your first instinct. You gotta go with your gut. That's kind of how I live my life. You gotta go with your gut. Equality means having the same rights and liberties and opportunities regardless of our differences. Do as much homework as you can. Learn everybody's job and don't just settle. That's one of the fun parts of becoming an actor. You can become whoever you want to be. I'm not good at everything. I just do my best at everything. Certain things I can't even explain. There's a thing about being lucky, and I feel like certain things are just like in your cards. I'm just walking the path that's already set. I've been living with that all my life. My name is Michael Jordan, so I'm always being compared to a person of greatness. I think redemption is just about righting a wrong. And in that pursuit, it's about trying. You can stumble, you can make mistakes, but it's about trying to do the right thing. Don't pretend to know everything. I've been blessed to work with a lot of veteran actors, and I soak up lessons from them like a sponge. Sometimes you've got to hide the medicine in the food. You can't slap somebody in the face with facts all the time. It's too harsh. Sean Connery wasn't the Scottish James Bond, and Daniel Craig wasn't the blue-eyed James Bond. So if I played him, I don't want to be called the Black James Bond. Imagine a film such as Inception with an entire cast of black people. Do you think it would be successful? Would people watch it? But no one questions the fact that everyone's white. That's what we have to change. I watch my daughter wanting to be like other kids and getting upset that she's not. But I always try and instill in her the idea that she's perfect as she is. Nobody likes a celebrity DJ for the sake of style. So I don't do that. I try to be good at what I do. It's all about resetting. It's my escape. It is work. It's a job. But I just love doing it. What an honor it was to step into the shoes of Nelson Mandela and portray a man who defied odds, broke down barriers, and championed human rights before the eyes of the world. I'm tactile, very tactile. A woman who has really nice, looked after skin is such a turn on for me. It's always sexy. It's actually quite criminal how The Wire was systematically ignored. I did a rendition of Billie Jean, which is on my SoundCloud. I put it on Twitter, and it got about 3,000 hits that day. It's really funny because the same people who loved me as Stringer Bell were the same people that were watching Daddy's Little Girls, literally in tears. Bond. It is a bit like saying, do you want to play Superman? Anyone would dream of it. It's one of the most coveted roles in film. I'd be honored. But I don't know if it will actually happen. I'm just happy with the idea of being associated with it. It's nice. There's a lot of goodwill. When you come from an underprivileged background, oftentimes you feel a little overwhelmed by your education or your lack of. I'd rather a young Black actor read about success as opposed to how tough it was. I get these roles because I can act, and that's it. Hopefully, that's it. In some countries, no one knows who Idris Elba is. What really excites me in a project is when it goes in a way you haven't been before. I find that a lot of actors who are good and open to challenges have lived a full life. When you walk into an audition, you have more to say for yourself because you come from the real world. It's more enticing for directors, I think. Television for me is a medium that I'm probably always going to be attached to, one way or another. The English are good at bad guys. The James Bond style villain. Cunning. Slow burning. The Americans are much more obvious about it. I'm not a popular actor. I don't necessarily want to be famous. I want to be known for great work. I want to be known to surprise audiences.